thanks very much. And thanks for the invitation, and big respect to the previous speaker. That was a big challenge to do it without a presentation. Good job, really. So weLike started with the idea to create a technical infrastructure to compare user profiles and activities to generate personalized recommendations on the basis of real interest and taste. Social recommendation as a part of the whole social commerce scenario is one of the biggest challenges for media websites and e-commerce websites and brand companies. And establishing a brand profile on Facebook or any social network is one way to benefit and to work with social data and to create a more direct link to the customer. But why do companies build up a second and a third and even a fourth presence for their brands with uncontrollable limitations and big data issues if people express their interest on their websites already in many ways? The data is already there, the users are there, and huge amounts of money have been invested in energy to create these own presences. So people express their interest and taste and leave their traces in different ways on any websites, by viewing a video or listening to a song, by buying products or rating them, clicking on an article and sharing it on a general interest portal, or disliking or liking content, posts and comments in communities. So how to benefit from these activities? weLike has developed a social recommendation software that identifies the connection between an item and a user by interest clustering. Users receive personalized recommendations generated by the comparison with other users' profiles. The weLike matching engine calculates the distance between the taste profiles and generates recommendations. One user expresses an interest, he likes a music DVD and he buys a book about social marketing, and another user likes both items as well and also gives a 5-star rating to the new Pink record. The similarities, the relation of the similarities and the differences defines one weLike interest cluster. In addition to this, we developed an inheritance method which faces the problems of latency with collaborative filtering systems. Parent and sister items are predefined, which leads to very quick recommendations and minimum input by the users. So weLike imports items, user and activity IDs from website partners. This data is fed into the weLike recommendation engine, and in the second step, analyzed and processed, matched with other users' profiles. So everything is based on the connection between one and another user profile in a whole cluster dimension. The matching process of items, activities, and users generate personal recommendations, which then are exported to the website partner again. And with this principle, any recommendation generated is basically always generated by a human's taste. Looking at the model, I have two examples. One is what we can do, and one is what we can't. And the reason for that, I will tell you later. We have a traveling website partner. He's using the weLike engine for personal recommendations, The preset metadata parameters are set individually once before, and the user, item, and activity IDs are imported to the weLike system. One example for the inheritance method, so you know that. It's something which relates to a product. It means for the website travel partner, the city of Barcelona creates some value for other big cities in Europe. So putting in the question, putting in the query Barcelona creates many, many matches with other people user profiles. And standard recommendation systems now would recommend London, Paris, Rome, Vienna, Berlin, as we do also. But in this case, there is one user profile which matches exactly with the query. And this user went to all these cities, but he went there for the film festivals. And last year, he went to the Burning Man Festival in the Black Rock Desert of Nevada. And he had the time of his life. So, the Burning Man Festival is, among other recommendations that we personalize and give out, the one that creates an emotional match by comparing one emotional profile with another. So this is what we can do. Another example, we have a fashion website partner, a fashion shop. And same story, data is imported, user and activity IDs, preset data is adjusted and matched by the weLike engine. So he gets recommendations about cool sneakers and stuff that he likes because it's on profiles of other users on the same wavelength. But what if this guy, who listens to freaky kind of music and has just bought crazy summer outfits, really wants to go to the Burning Man Festival in the Black Rock Desert of Nevada, and he hasn't even heard of it? So this is what we want to do, and this is basically one of the reasons why we're here. Because with the weLike engine, an emotional match is possible through various product categories and cross-product and cross-partner website-wise. But that needs a consistent data structure. It works within the system of one website, and it works within the system with different product groups as long as we have consistent data. But to create that, to do that in a system where many different websites participate, we need consistent data, and that has to be a mixture of our emotional weLike matching system and a cookie-based system, which is a session-based system as provided, for instance, by Nugget. So weLike tracks emotional identities based on the alignments between individual users, items, and a group of people. The system works in both ways. weLike allocates similarities between user profiles and recommends products and items on the basis, as well as allocating a match between an item and a user profile. Interest clusters are permanently recalculated, and this approximation process makes it possible to generate comprehensive predictive targeting recommendations. The weLike recommendation can match any item in user-based content. People can discover a new experience as recommendations are generated by real people's taste, who are on the same wavelength as I am. It works both ways, discovering things I like by an item or by the permanent reindexation process of the interest clusters around me. That's what we are, and I'm happy to receive your questions, if you have any. Thank you very much. No questions? Must be a good presentation. Okay, I'm around.
So since your hello, okay. Since your company, your product is based on cookie data, how do you adapt to the EU directive?
Maybe I didn't make that too clear. So our system is not based on cookie data. Our system is based on the direct comparison between two user profiles. We take the activities of the users on different websites as viewing a video or buying a product or liking something or disliking something and compare that in a kind of n-dimensional space with other users and build interest clusters. So that's the main difference to other recommendation systems, that our recommendations are always based on the connection between real people who express their interest. The cookie thing is that to do that in a cross-media way, in cross-portal way, you have a wide range of different data structure. So the system has to know what to compare and what are the ideas for behavior and targeting. And that's why the mixture of a cookie-based, session-based system and our emotional match by means of the comparison of two different user profiles would be the solution for that. But our system is basically based on a very analog process. It builds the technical structure of, I know what you like, so I present something to you which you might like as well. We compare user profiles, user activities, and generate recommendations from that.
Hey, do users know about that you connect their data to, yeah, do they know about it? Is there transparency? How do you deal with that?
There are different ways, actually. If everything takes place within one website system, it's partly comparable to any Amazon recommendation without having the limitation that at Amazon everything has to do somehow with a buying process. So nobody knows if I bought that from myself or if I liked it at the end. So it's a different, a more sensitive, a more emotional kind of recommendation we present. So there's nothing really given away because it takes place inside of one website system. If I talk about, and it's part of the AGBs actually from the partner website. So if I talk about the cross-media recommendation, this is something a user has to agree to. Right.
I have two questions. One is, how do you solve the serendipity problem? I think there was some notion on your slides.
Which
that
one,
you
sorry?
have the serendipity problem, you know, introducing new stuff, surprising stuff to users, making it, you know, let people discover new stuff also. And the other question is it live? Can we see it and test it?
Okay. So to answer your first question, I start with the second question. We have been starting as a B2C portal, and we're running 1 year with 80,000 to 100,000 users, but focusing on the contents of music, books, and films. Also, we had a social network application online and running, and we're we're presenting the process of the weLike recommendations from different angles. Yes, it was live on a B2C site, and it's still on a development server, but what we do now is changing, or what we have done, is changing the strategy to B2B and marketing our technology that we have. So at the moment, I have nothing to show you really, but we have a development server where everything is running. By saying that, we had more than 7 million products and items up and running, and we're generating recommendations out of that. And it was very surprising. Actually, I never saw any bad DVD that time, because my whole profile, the emotional profile of books, films, and music, was matched with other people. And there was always something I didn't have on my profile already, I hadn't discovered. So technically, we resampled an analog process of somebody who recommends something to me. And that is by comparing two user profiles. And if they have a high level of identification, then something is presented and it fits to me, but it's very surprising because I have never heard of it before. Okay? All right. Thank you very much.